Hello, I'm Dottie, and I'm your visiting teller of tales. Today we're going to read a book called Penny and Pub. It is written by Linda Jennings, illustrated by Jane Chapman, and published by, I love this name, Little Tiger Press. So let's get started on the book, Penny and Pup. On the first night in her new home, Penny had whined and she howled and she scratched at the door. I think she was afraid. She was in a new place with a new family. So her family gave Pup to be her friend. And isn't Pup adorable? He was all squishy and floppy, and he lived in Penny's basket. She chewed on his ear and she loved him. One day, Penny and Pup went out into the garden. Henry the cat, and my goodness, Henry is a big cat, was sitting in the yard. "Hello, Penny," said Henry. "Where are you going?" "For a walk," said Penny. "Just Pup and me." "Can I come too?" asked Henry. Nope. Pup really wants me for a friend and wants us to go on a walk," she said. "Sorry." And she picked Pup up and she trotted down the path. Now, this is a beautiful picture. There's some little mice in a flower pot. By the back gate, Betsy the rabbit was sitting in her pen. "Penny," she cried, "come and talk to me. I'm so lonesome." "Pup doesn't want me to stop and talk. We're going for a walk. Just Pup and me," said Penny. "Sorry." And off they went, with Pup's long legs trailing behind them. I wonder who they're going to meet next. It's a fox. On the edge of the lawn sat Matt, the fox cub. "Come and play with me," he said. "Pup doesn't like playing with foxes. We're going for a walk," said Penny. "Just Pup and me." "Sorry." Penny turned her back on Matt. That wasn't very nice, but she did that. And she walked with Pup across the yard to the garden shed. Under the shed was a big space. Penny pushed Pup down gently and sniffed. Oh, it smelled so different from the outside area. He could smell mice and old bones. "Let's go exploring, Pup," said Penny, pushing Pup up in front of her some more. She squeezed her head under the shed in order to push Pup even further under the shed. "Now there's a mouse. Here's a couple of mice over here. And look, a ladybug." Penny tried to follow Pup. She wiggled and she squeezed and she squeezed and she wiggled some more, but she was too big to crawl into the space. "Pup, Pup," she called, but of course Pup said nothing. Penny tried to pull Pup out again, but she couldn't reach him. She couldn't even see him. Now she was beginning to get worried. She sat down and she cried. What would she do without Pup? He was her only friend and her best friend. And what would she do now? Well, Matt the fox cub heard Penny crying, and he came trotting across the yard. "I'll help you," he said. But though he wiggled and he squeezed and wiggled, he couldn't reach Pup either, just a little bit out of his reach range. Henry the cat was sitting on the fence, and he saw Matt trying to rescue Pup. "I'll help you," he said, but Henry was a big, fat cat, and he couldn't even fit his head under the shed. He was a whole lot bigger than Pup and a whole lot bigger than Matt the fox. Now you see this little mouse down here? It's a little mouse. I guess you would say it was just one. Along bounced Betsy the rabbit. She was feeling happy because she had escaped from her pen. I'll help you, she said, and since Betsy was a very small rabbit, she was able to wiggle and squeeze and wiggle under the shed, but Pup wasn't there anymore. Where do you think Pup is? Matt, the fox, and Betsy, the rabbit, and Henry the cat, they all started looking for Pup. They searched behind the shed, they searched in the flower beds, and they even looked in the pond in case Pup had fallen in. But Pup wasn't anywhere to be found. And then, there he was. Pup was in the hedge. That's another word for a bunch of bushes. A family of mice had dragged him there, and now they were all curled up together, fast asleep on Pup. Let's count the mice, okay? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a large family of mice. Penny looked at Pup, and she looked at the mice. It didn't seem right to disturb them. They were sleeping so nicely. Now you can play with us, meowed Henry the cat. Yes, do, cried Matt the fox, and Betsy the rabbit was so happy to have Pup to play with. You don't mind, do you, Pup? Asked Penny, but Pup said nothing. He must have been asleep too with the mice. All right, I will play with you, said Penny, and she raced and chased, and she chased and raced all around the garden with her new friends. Penny was having such fun that she forgot all about Pup. When it was time to go home, Penny remembered poor old Pup lying in the hedge and with all the mice asleep on top of him, and she went back to fetch him. But the baby mice were still asleep. The mother was awake. Pup makes such a cozy bed for my babies, said the mother mouse. May we borrow him for a while? Pup did seem very happy with the little mice. I think Pup would like to stay with you, Penny said. I've always thought he needed a few more friends. See, there for a long time, Penny had Pup as his only friend, but then he found out there were others that he could also be friends with. So always remember that there's more than one friend. And that looks so peaceful now. Thank you again for joining us at the Visiting Teller of Tales. Hope you have a great day.